way to do this, to do a subdivided image, by looks of things. Is it Shift A to bring a, yeah. So there's a little cube, and at the moment this cube, if I go into transform, this cube is an analytic primitive. That means it's a mathematically based object. So at the moment, you can go in and alter things. What it hasn't got, which I really am surprised, is that I thought it would have a subdivision part of this where you could go in and chop that face into squares or whatever, because this is the point that it's a mathematically based object. If I go into edit mode, now it's editable. And what I want to do, so the points, you can go into the points, the edges, or the faces. That's a face and that's an edge. So I guess if you want to move that. Anyway, so let's cut to the chase here. So there's a different way of doing subdivisions. And that's just in object mode. Edit mode, object mode. Object when you can move the whole object around, I should be a move tool for this, shouldn't I? Right, anyway. Let's put a modifier on it. Now this subdivision thing, there is a different way of doing it. So I've subdivided it into a sphere. So the next thing to do is to go into the control cage, and wherever that is, am I in edit mode? To go into the control cage here, and now before I changed the geometry, I pulled this around. The only problem with this is that I can't go in and change that. If I go into here, it's going to be a right pain in the arse to go in, and I can move these apart to make it, but the thing is it's just a pain. But there's a different way of doing it, and that is if you go into transform here, there's this edge crease, and that does pretty much the same as what we were doing before, but it's not actually changing the geometry. I know it looks like it has, but these pink lines here are really just showing you what it's done. So the geometry is so these vertices are exactly the same as they were before. I can just create inner, and now that's got the same amount. I don't know whether if I change that it's going to change them both together or not. Let me just extrude it. Okay. Now obviously if I take the crease down on there, remember this isn't altering this geometry at all, and the advantage to that is probably isn't obvious, but what it is this. At any point I can go in. If I click that edge there, go to select, I suppose it is, and select edge loop, that's now select that whole edge loop there. Now I can just go in to the crease and uncrease it. So that would now be so there's a lot of control there, and it's probably a smarter way to work than actually physically going in and putting little cuts in the geometry.